Okay, I'm going to show you today how to make a mini red velvet cake. So what you're going to need is rolled out red and white. They need to be rolled out on the thickest setting. You're also going to need white that has been rolled out on the second thinnest setting, which for me is 8. Then you're going to need 2 colors. So I'm choosing pink. You can choose whatever you want, but you need to have one color that's lighter and one color that's darker. The lighter color needs to be rolled out on the second thinnest setting, which is 8. It should be the same thickness as the white for the icing. Then, for the darker color, it needs to be rolled out on the thinnest setting, which for me is 9. What you're also going to need is a circle cutout, a flower cutout, or a star, a pointed skewer, a blade, and a plastic block. So, first, let's cut out 1 circle from the red and 2 circles from the white. You can get these cutouts at Michael's or Joann's craft stores. That's where I got mine. You might have different craft stores around you. I'm sure they're there. So now, layer them so the red is in the middle of the 2 white. Like this. This does look a little thick. It looks more like a cookie. So what I'm going to do is take my plastic block. So you can't really see that well, can you? And you just press it down so it turns more into a patty. Like this. About that thick. And then you need to smooth out the edges. So just roll it on the block and press it in. If there's any colors on it, any other colors on the white or on the red, just shave them off with your blade so it's clean. Okay. So now we can cover it. So now just take the white, place it on top of it, leave a small space, and cut an X. I need to center it more. Just like that. Now fold the edges up. If this isn't working, it might be because you made it too thick. Even though I said the second thinnest setting, you can roll that out on the thinnest setting since it's such a small cake. I think that's actually what I'm going to do, because this is really hard for such a tiny cake to try and fold it all over. So just roll it out. And if it's long like this, you fold it in half and put it in the pasta machine this way, not like this. You want to put it in horizontal. Now this would be a lot easier to work with because it's a lot thinner. I'm actually just going to cut off a little extra because it's hanging off my block. I like to put it on my plastic block so I can move it around without having to keep picking it up off the table and potentially ripping it. So now I'm still going to make that little X, leaving a little extra. And now I'm going to fold it up, just like that. And don't put it on the bottom. You do not want, don't fold it all the way over, just fold the sides up. Because if you haven't noticed already, cake doesn't have icing on the bottom. I know there will be cracks once you put all of it up, but we'll smooth those out once we get it all done. Now on the last piece, we have these 2 pointed pieces hanging out, and the one that's still here that has this. So we want to cut off the end so it's flat. So it's just like a little place to slip right in there and cover the little piece of cake. And we're just going to pull this straight up, connect the 2 edges there, and we're done. So now, make a slit in Then make a little triangle out of it, just like this. And then start going around with your blade and cutting along the bottom edge of the cake. Now this white, I really don't know why, but it's really sticky. It was sticky when I got it, after I didn't even condition it. I put it in the freezer, but it didn't really help that much. But so it keeps sticking to my blade. So if yours sticks to your blade, you need to make sure you're cleaning it off so it doesn't get stuck on. So now with your blade, make sure the top is facing up, flatten it down, then go along the edges, flatten it down, and smooth out any edges just with your finger or just by rolling it on the block. Now what I do to smooth it out is I just hold it carefully and rub my block back and forth on it, and it smooths it right out and even makes it a little shinier. Don't ask me how, but there. I think it's just other clay residues that rub on it, but yeah. So now set that aside. Now we're going to make the decoration. Cut out a flower or star shape out of each of your colored rollouts. Now take the skewer, making sure it's face up. You can tell that it's face up because the flat side is on the flat surface. Poke a hole in the middle. You can either use your blade for this. Poke a hole in the middle and pick it up, and then stick it upside down. So now the flat edge, or the rounded edge, is facing up. Now just curl the petals in a little so it turns more into a cup like that. And then take your other one, press the flowers crooked. See, you can see the petal for the darker one underneath is here, and then the lighter one is there. Poke the hole all the way through, and then cup them up. It will give it, once you do that, it'll give the illusion that the one in the middle is smaller than the one on the outside. You just make sure you have to correctly line them up, or if they're crooked, you can't tell. So now curl it up and stick it on top of the cake. And just press it in with the skewer. Make sure it really sticks. And what you can do, I just remember this, you can take a little bit of green, roll it out into a little oval, and then just flatten it or pinch it, whatever you want to do. And I kind of put my flower crooked, not exactly in the middle, like that. So then I'll just stick the petal in there. And also you can do a middle if you want. Let's see. I'll do this light yellow. You can do any color that you want. I'm just going to do yellow because it's the first one I saw. You just make it into a little ball and stick it in there. You can add texture if you want. And yeah, add some little lines on the leaf. So now there's your little decoration. Now cut a slice out. Just carefully by chopping down, making sure you hit the bottom, and then pull your blade out. And there's your little red velvet. Now what you can do is take your skewer, your blade, or a rolled up tin foil and make a texture on the cake where the slice is inside, and where your slice is. Just like that. And there you have it. You have a little cake. Stay tuned for more videos. I think I'm gonna make another one today. So yeah, bye.